the most memorable experiences that the rich people have is the times they lost all of their money, not necessarily the times they made all the money. In fact, the most memorable experiences that people have in their life is the times of their difficulties. That's why the Gaon of Vilna brings the verse where it says, "V'yiskoret yemei choshech," that he let him remember the days of darkness. Because, truth be told, if you ask anybody that's not a teenager, or it's a child that's not even old enough to have memories, but rather somebody that's a little older, even if it's somebody in their 20s and 30s and 40s, perhaps some teenagers, depending on the life that they have, you ask them, tell me about your life. Most notably, and 100% of the time, if you give them enough time to talk, they'll spend the overwhelming majority and even as much as 90% of the time talking about the difficulties they overcame or the difficulties that they're dealing with. They lost a parent, they had health issues, they had issues with school, they had issues with the relationships, all types of hardships they had in their life. The older they have, the more hardships they had. They lost a parent, they lost a son, they lost a daughter, they lost something, their losses, their career changes, the trauma, the health crisis, the situations that were giving them anxiety from the world. That's what people remember. You ask them, what about that vacation you took to Mexico? You know, when you were 20? Oh yeah, that was nice. That was like 40 years ago? Yeah, that was nice. That's it. Yeah, but let's go back to the cancer that I had. Wait, but what? We went to Mexico for like a month. Who cares about Mexico? I'm telling you about my cancer. I'm telling you about my sickness. Yeah, but the sickness, you solved it after like a few years. It was miserable, right? Yeah, okay, so let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about Mexico. Let's talk about, I don't know, Italy. Let's talk about France, the vacation. The person is looking at you, are you crazy? That's stupid vacations. It's over. I almost died. I'm telling you about almost dying. Oh, okay, you're like that. Why are you so depressive? It's not depressive. That's reality. That's reality. Most people, what do they remember? They remember their difficulties. That's their life. That is their life. Your life is a compilation of difficulties. And who you are is based on how you've overcome them or failed.